how's it going? Joe Previtt here. If you're new to the channel, I like making videos about language learning. That is my biggest passion, and I like sharing the different experiments and things that I'm trying. So for today's video, if you're somebody who considers yourself super busy, maybe you have a full-time job, you have kids, you have pets, just tons of responsibilities, and you find that it's difficult to find time to practice with natives because you're like, I don't have any time, then this video is for you. I would say a lot of people in the language learning community, if you want to focus on your speaking and your output, right? The one thing that everybody recommends is finding a native speaker and practicing on Zoom, whatever, doing video calls each week, right? But the problem is a lot of us, who I mentioned earlier, we don't really have the time. Maybe you wake up, you watch your kids in the morning, you go to work, you eat dinner, you spend time with your spouse, and you go to bed, right? It's pretty hard to find time to do Zoom, especially if you have multiple kids or maybe multiple jobs, things like that. I want to present to you an alternative for people like you and me who don't have a lot of time, but we want to get better at outputting and speaking. The key is voice messages. So I like voice messages. WhatsApp has had them for a really long time, and I would say it's pretty popular, I think, in Latin America from the people that I know. But Discord, I think, has added them, the ability to send voice messages. Telegram has it. On iOS, it's very easy. I assume it's easy on Android as well. And so all of these applications support sending voice messages. And what's nice about voice messages is it's async, meaning it's asynchronous. So my friend Tony in Argentina can wake up at, 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. his time. Maybe that's 2 a.m. my time. And he can send me a message. And then when I have a free minute, maybe in between at work, I can respond to it, right? And so you can do this async way, especially if you don't have a lot of time to schedule some type of Zoom call. And it still gives you a way to practice your speaking. So this month, actually, so March 2024, I just completed a year using this method with my friend Tony from Argentina. And so I wanted to share some facts about the experience with you and kind of how I do it. So first is the format. The way that we do it is Monday through Friday. It's kind of when we do our language exchanges with voice messages, and we do it through Telegram. Just because it's platform agnostic, so you can use it on iOS, Android, web, desktop, whatever. It's great. And the way that we do it is we switch off every day. So let's say on Monday, we speak in English, and then on Tuesday, we speak in Spanish. And so we'll just alternate. So some days there's 3 days of Spanish, some days there's 2. And the way that I found him was actually just on Reddit. I can't remember the subreddit name, but there's one about language exchanges, and you post, a little bio, maybe what you're looking for, etc., and people will DM you. So that's how we found each other. And, how many messages do we send per day? Varies. I mean, usually average is about 10. And so, most audio messages are anywhere from 30 seconds to 2 minutes. We try to keep them shorter just because if you send 4 that are 2 minutes each, you got to go find the time to listen, maybe on a walk or something. But anyways, the best part of it all is that I can do it with a full-time job, and I've been able to keep it consistently for a year, versus trying to find an hour of synchronous time, through a lunch break or somehow squeeze it into work. It's been hard, especially because I have 2 kids. So that's the best part of that. We've been able to do it. It's been consistent. The worst part though is that's really only 5 to 10 minutes per day. So it's not a lot. But if we think about it this way, right? If I were to do a 1-hour call per week with a friend, and we do 30 minutes in Spanish and 30 minutes English, that's 30 minutes per week of speaking with a native. Now, if we compare that to this async method, and let's say this week has 3 days in Spanish, and each day I do 10 minutes of voice messages, then it's really equivalent of speaking time, more or less. So I kind of justify it that way. But anyways, it's been working. It's great for people like me and you that are busy. So give it a try. Let me know what you think. And if you need help finding a language partner, let me know. I have a bunch of friends who are native Spanish speakers and want people to practice with.